The Dalai Lama has become a global icon in the West, a smiling saint or a divine statesman exiled from his homeland of Tibet. But his story and that of his country has been muddled by myth and propaganda, both in the East and West.
I think in the past, sometimes he described Dalai Lama as a god king. Certainly that is nonsense.
Words have been spun or even misunderstood. Intention has been twisted and history has often been rewritten. The Tibet issue is one of the most costly and long-standing territorial disputes the world has ever known. But the focus of this film is to witness the ongoing efforts and to understand in his own words the Dalai Lama's intent to resolve it once and for all.
Tibet and welcome you back to home.
I fully committed about one China. I fully committed my middle approach, so don't worry.
For the last 3 years, our film crew has had access to both the Dalai Lama and his inner circle, known by the Chinese as the Dalai clique. The Chinese claim that both the Dalai Lama and his advisors are separatists who cannot be trusted. That despite the words of peace and compassion, the endgame is to split Tibet away from China.
The shot that I'm looking for is for us to stand on the hill over there to get a long shot of you on the balcony.
After months of negotiation, the Dalai Lama opened his door to our cameras, and we've been following the Tibetan leader as he seeks to find an elusive common ground with the Chinese government, enabling him to return to the land of his people.
They expressing that I should come to Tibet as soon as possible.
But time is not on his side. Throughout the making of this film, both the subject and production remained highly sensitive. The footage of the actions and reactions of the Tibetan leader will inevitably be scrutinized carefully from Washington to Beijing. And for that reason, there's no voiceover. The Dalai Lama can speak for himself, and you can make up your own mind.
Prime Minister Paul Martin has agreed to meet the Dalai Lama when he comes to Ottawa.
The visit has sparked controversy. The government of China has rebuked Prime Minister Paul Martin for agreeing to meet with the exiled Tibetan spiritual leader in Ottawa next week.
That he's asked his people to be patient for almost half a century. And now the young generation is probably losing that patience.
Specifically, what should Canada be doing to accelerate democratic reform?
The Dalai Lama advised us in the context of our friendship with
realistic.
China.
We're a relatively small country. China is a powerful country that's likely to become more powerful.
In a friendly context. And to talk about the importance, ultimately, of human rights as a friend.
But that doesn't stop us from expressing our views and our perspectives, and I think we should do that more vigorously.
Religious leader saying he's 80% a Buddhist monk, not really a politician.
Canada passion American Puranga Tony Shazza Yard, Chendra Yardi, Kalish. Where is good? Yeah, Zendare, this delay. Taka sigorta, taka şey. Kaşe gidiş yarışı, kaşe gidiş baş yarışı sıyıtan çeşen o.
Notwithstanding the tremendously profitable trade relationship we have with China, we cannot close our eyes to these things. These are serious problems. They are an affront not only to what we'd like to see happen to China, they're an affront to humanity, and these things have to change. But that doesn't mean we stay silent about the things we don't agree with.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome, everybody, and welcome to this press conference.
I'm not saying independence. I believe if we remain within the People's Republic of China, we might get greater benefit.
Compared with the attitude of the Chinese leaders in the early ages, I found that this time some of the leaders that I met with in Beijing are much more relaxed and also for the first time willing to listen to our views. This, I think, is an opportunity for the Chinese side to demonstrate their sincerity, their willingness. Because among the Tibetans, even among international observers, there is a great deal of skeptical attitude. Are the Chinese really very sincere? Are they conducting this exercise mainly because of the international pressure? Or are they really giving serious thought to resolve this issue through dialogue?
Prime Minister Paul Martin met with the Dalai Lama, something none of his predecessors has done, and despite strong objections from China.
It was called an interfaith spiritual gathering, but it's very much about delicate global politics. This is the image that will infuriate the Chinese.
We did discuss human rights. We discussed human rights generally, and we discussed human rights in Tibet.
That is not what China wanted. Chinese officials remain opposed to the visit because they say the Dalai Lama is a politician in exile, engaged in activities aimed at splitting China.
Only question is how much they can do. That's the question. And also they have to take sort of serious consideration about their good relation with China.
Do you ever wish you weren't the Dalai Lama?
No. The fact is fact. I'm the Dalai Lama. And if I utilize my name properly, then also is one sort of benefit, one advantage.
And the training of Buddhism must help, I imagine, enormously.
No special training, nothing, ordinary. But I was very, very lazy student. I think because my mind is quite sharp, so I easily can learn. So the effort, very little. So very lazy.
You love my dark, you dig everything of which I'm ashamed. It's not anything.
Welcome to Canada. Welcome.
This is here.
We have to go back to Washington today, so this is the last time we'll see you. Love you.
How about no longer being masochistic? How about remembering your divinity?
Do you ever get nervous on events like this?
No.
Never.
Almost not.
Did you ever get nervous? Did you get nervous before?
Oh yes. In 1954,